I'm gonna try right here today. Alright, starting to hit some glass finally. That looks like it could be intact. It turned out to be a 1968 beer bottle. Then I dug another foot deeper, and I'm finding household type bottles from, who knows, the late 50s or early 60s. I sure thought I was going to get some old stuff now that I'm down about 2 feet. Well, I was finding super new stuff, and then I go about 2 inches deeper. Suddenly it turns in the 1910 era. That's definitely 1909, 10 or 11. I think that would be a Pepsi. Alright, we've got a soda showing. The top is chipped off, but it's still 97% intact. Could be a rare one. Got a lot of pieces coming out now. Definitely a lot more sodas. Aha! That's a Pepsi Cola, just like I thought it would be. Just pulled out another piece of what looks like some sort of a Pepsi, which is great because even though those 7 Springs bottles were quite exciting, when you start finding 50 or 60 of the same thing, it gets kind of boring. So if we're into a Pepsi layer, that would be really exciting. Alright, there it is. It is a Pepsi. It's damaged pretty bad, but I think I've only ever found one of these in perfect condition, so that's still a keeper. Yeah, I'll definitely try to repair the top on this one someday. I'm finding all kinds of brand new trash. Plastic shoes from the late 60s and early 70s. I mean, it's right down there, about 1 inch above these 1910 bottles. It's about a 1969 shard, and it was touching this piece, which is another Pepsi from about 1907 or 8. Crazy how the layer is so old on the bottom and so new 1 inch above it. Too bad about that one. It's definitely 110 years old. Now look what I'm finding. That looks almost brand new. Alright, I just yanked out a couple of pieces and I can tell what they are. Very early Pepsi bottles. Of course they're broken, like almost everything I find. And there's another 1907 or 8 Pepsi shard, and I don't know what that is, but it's certainly got some nice color to it. Alright, just pulled another one out. Then another little shard of the same type. That feels like it could be a whole one. Well, it's the closest to whole so far anyway. Well, no, I guess that one had a longer neck than that, but that's still a nice piece right there. I'll bring that one home. What else do we got down here? Yeah, it's just stacked with them. Just gotta assume it's a Pepsi. Oh, we got something different here. Center slug plated. Coca-Cola. I don't know that I've ever seen a straight-sided Coke like that from Goldsboro. Seriously, I have never seen one of these. Shoulder script, center slug plated Goldsboro? Well, I haven't been around here that long, but I have seen a lot of Goldsboro bottles. But this one is making me wonder. And another Pepsi. Crazy how there's all 7 springs in the hole right over there. And just about all Pepsis in this hole. Okay, there's the back half of a Pepsi. There's another one of this style. And yet another one. And a lot of smaller pieces that I didn't want to bother to show you. But here we have possibly an intact bottle. Well, not quite. But it is another Pepsi. Sorry I yanked this one out without showing you me finding it. But that one looks like a perfect Pepsi. So, at least I've got that to bring home. I don't know, maybe a $75 one. I think I'm scraping down towards the bottom few inches and I feel several sodas that feel like they might be intact. As you can see, that's a Pepsi. And it's going at least that far. Then we got another one. So, I'll see if the neck is still on this one. Dang it. So close. And another one of these. Shoulder scripted, center slug plated. And another straight-sided Coke of the later style with no center slug plate. A lot of glass pieces down here. Hopefully some of them are still in one piece. Property of Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Meridian, Mississippi. What is that doing over here? And another Pepsi piece. And another one. A lot of glass. And another Pepsi that I can saw off and make a toothpick holder with. And yet another one that looks just about the same. Wow, that looks really nice. I don't know what this is. Let me clean it off a little. Alright, I have heard of this before, but I've never seen one. I have one that doesn't have the script embossing in the center. A true cola. That sure would have been a nice one. And another one. So many of these broken off. Damn it. Not another one. Yep, it's another one of those sexy Coca-Cola straight-sided copycat type bottles. Probably would be worth about $150 at least. Hopefully I'll find the whole one. And then the base of what must have been a straight-sided Coke. Well, I still have a lot to go, so hopefully I'll find a couple more intact specimens to bring home. And another broken off one. And yet another. This would be heaven to a bottle collector if all these bottles were intact. There must be at least 75 broken ones so far. Well, I finally pried out this big plastic piece of a vacuum cleaner. So now I'll be able to get down to the good stuff. Now we found one of the older pieces from 1907. Now this is what I'm talking about. That is obviously from the 50s. And 2 or 3 inches away, straight-sided Coke. Right beside that, straight-sided Pepsi. Sort of odd to see those all together. Yep, there it is. One of those new Clorox type bottles. And there's the Coke, and of course it's broken half. But this one is from Wilson. So how about that Pepsi? Could it possibly be intact? Well, I guess that's a no then. That one seems different. It's in a rectangular slug plate. Were the others like that? I don't think so. No, because there's the other one with the big writing, and there is no slug plate on that. Couple more broken ones. Something's telling me this one's gonna be whole. Don't know why. Nope, just another one of these. Things are getting interesting. I just yanked this out. Not quite whole though. Please let this one be intact. There's another one right behind it. That one's broken. This one might be whole. Wow, look at that. It is whole. Well, oh no. Chipped up. Well, it sure displays close to mint. So I should be able to get at least 35 for that one. Alright, there's another one. It's chipped up on top, but still might be worth something. Any straight-sided Coke or Pepsi that just has a lip chip, I'm keeping. Oh, great. Not even halfway there. There's another Wayne Bottling Works without the script embossing in the middle. And then I just got one piece of this style of Pepsi. That might be from Kinston. Well, I got one sticking out right here. And it's broken just like all the rest. Looks like a beer coming out. No embossing. It's a blown in the mold, but slick. No writing on that one. Alright, I got 2 sodas showing here. Will any of them be in one piece? Alright, while clearing this one out, there's another one right on top of it. Let's see if that one's in one piece. No, but that's a different style right there. Must be from somewhere else. Yeah, it's a Wilson. Of course, it's broken also. It's a Kendrick, a Coca-Cola product from Goldsboro. Just look at all that stuff. That looks like an amber Pepsi with the top broken off. Then we got that one. This one's close to being intact. Then we got this. Then this one looks like it might be whole. But of course it's not. Alright, I got 3 bottles showing here. Hopefully something will be worthwhile there. Alright, I got them out. Broken off. Bigger, older style embossing on that one. This one you could tell had a sheared top, but other than that, it's a keeper. It's worth bringing back. And the other one is yet another one of those types. And there's a Wilson Center Slug Coke. And here is a Goldsboro one with a very deeply inset slug plate on it. I just pulled out a straight-sided Coke from Kingston. No such place exists. It's supposed to say Kinston. If that was intact, it'd be about a $300, maybe $400 bottle. Here's that amber soda I was telling you about. It's a Coke from Wilmington, broken off. It just popped one out of the ceiling. It's got a chip. Otherwise, it's definitely a keeper. Alright, I got a Schlitz beer showing up right there. And some other kind of beer. Alright, just found this one. It's close to being a whole one. I found this Coca-Cola product bottle from New Bern. It's all cracked up. There's that Schlitz. It's broken off, but I might make a glass out of it. Then we got a Wilson Pepsi here. I see a whole bottle and possibly more. Well, there's the first one. It's chipped up on top. And here's the second one. It's also chipped. Well, the only intact bottle is not actually perfect. It's got this bruise on the lip. Not too bad though. It still displays pretty well. But that's not very good odds actually, since I found about 100 broken ones and I don't have any perfect ones to show from this day. Well, there it is in the book. It's got a date of 1920. I would have thought it was a lot closer to 1913 or 14. And it says $70. That was the value 19 years ago. Probably it's not much different, maybe $80 now. Well, I enjoyed that dig even though everything was broken. The only intact bottle was damaged.